Morning everyone. I don't know if this is officially the hottest day of the year, but it's sweltering already. I've just looked at the temperature. It's 30 degrees and it's 9 o'clock in the morning, so we are expecting it getting much hotter. As you can see, I've got a beautiful flat calm lake behind me. This is Benny's at Lindholm Lakes, and I'm here today because I've got 19 videos to film here today, and that's because those videos are going to be finishing off our latest online fishing course. This particular course is the summer commercial rod and line course. So if you're into your rod and line fishing on commercials, then this might be of interest to you. But I've got 19 clips to do all together, and that's going to be covering bomb and pellet. It's going to be covering pellet waggler, it's going to be covering the method feeder, but then it's also going to be covering things like the baits as well, how we actually apply these tactics on a venue like this during the summer months. I don't know what the fishing is going to be like. Obviously, with these sorts of courses, it's just the raw information that that is delivered. Basically, no fancy drone footage, fancy music. It's nothing like that. It just eradicates all that. So it's just the hard facts about how we fish those sorts of methods on venues like this during summer. So I've got the brolly there. That is mainly for the camera gear, to keep the temperature down on the camera and the batteries and all that business. So I'm going to get the rest of my gear out and just crack on with some of the methods that we're going to be using throughout this course, and I'm pretty sure at some stage we're going to be catching some fish. Well, you can see how that willow tree looks inviting to the fish today, can't you? Red hot. It's got to be 40 degrees or approaching 40 degrees, not far off. So as you can imagine, there's been loads of fish under there today. Whilst I've been filming, I've got all the rods out. I've got to show you some of that in a moment. I've got the brolly up. That's mainly to shelter all my gear, in particular all the camera gear. Obviously you've got to look after them in this weather. I've just got my net out drying. That's from my last visit. I was actually, where was I? Oh, Patsall Park on Sunday, Feeder Masters qualifier. My net's nice and dry now, ready for the next session. But this is the far corner of Benny's, and I don't think there's anyone else fishing this lake today. There's quite a lot of people fishing Loco, really popular lake at the moment, but it's absolutely stunning here, as you can see. Like I say, it's red hot. The wind is gusting a little bit now. It's coming over my back here. I've been over here 2 or 3 times before, and you've got all this area here for parking. Obviously it's firm underfoot now, so you can drive all the way around and park behind your peg. But this top corner always looks inviting, but every time I've been here, the wind has actually been off your bike, which, you know, in winter that would be ideal, wouldn't it, if it's in that direction, which means the wind is blowing down towards the car park down there, which if I was here just to catch some fish, then that's definitely where I would have sat today, and that breeze might have kept it a little bit cooler. But I've needed to be over here for filming purposes. But there's fish all down these margins, and they keep knocking the reeds and all sorts, as you can expect. They've just been basking in the sun today. I've only had 5 casts, I think it is, and that's job done. So it's just showing you how well it's fishing. I've actually filmed all of the lessons and courses within this particular commercial course. Now it's done, so I only needed to catch 5 fish really to demonstrate and kind of show what, you know, how the method and the approaches work. And I've only had 5 casts, I've caught 5 fish, so it's job done. So I think it's fair to say that it's fishing very, very well at the moment. But let me just show you what I've been doing. I've actually got 4 rods set up, and these are the rods that I've been using for each part of the course. Now the first one has all been about the method feeder. Okay, so caught on the open free running rig, open style method feeder. That's on the commercial feeder, the 11 foot. It's a fantastic rod. I really love that rod, and I can use it for lots and lots of different applications really. The other one I've got set up here is the pellet waggler. I've had the pellet waggler out, so there's a lovely nice pellet waggler there, just a 4 grammer. That's all I needed, because that wind's virtually off my back. I could get away with a 4 gram, which has been ideal in these conditions. That's just a typical that's the Matrix pellet waggler attachment, and that's the depth that I've caught at. Okay, just a hard banded 8mm pellet, but that waggler rod, 3.3 metre or 11 foot, perfect with a 3000 reel. You know, it's ideal. The next setup I've had is the distance rod. It's the the Horizon Pro distance, as you can see, and that is 13 foot or 13 foot 100 gram version. I've got that coupled with a 5000 Horizon, and I've got that coupled with an Horizon 5000 reel, as you can see, and that's just been demonstrating, you know, fishing past that 50-60 metre range. And then the final rod I've got set up there, which is very much a specialist rod for me now. It's something that one or two of you I'm sure will be interested to hear about, is that is a 10 foot commercial feeder that I saved just for fishing down margins. Obviously a lot of the feeder only competitions we fish, you know, you cannot obviously only fish a feeder, so you know, you still want to target the margins, especially for bigger fish. So I've got a 10 foot version, that's the feeder version, not the bomb version, the feeder, because it's got much more backbone than the bomb rod, and coupled with a 3000 reel, and that has just got 10-pound line straight through. And that is really the setup that I use purely for tackling margins, because as you can see, some of these stick-ups that you might be faced with are pretty brutal on light reel lines. As you can see, imagine your rig and your line going against any of those. I've been dropping a feeder down there today, and as you can imagine, a normal 6-pound line could easily break, and you know, when you're tackling the margins, that can be where you're going to catch your biggest fish, or you naturally want to land them. The next 2 weeks for me are absolute chaos. I'm actually out on the bank. I've got loads of matches and all sorts. I've got all sorts going off, and so whilst I won't be able to sit down and film them properly for the YouTube Catch Fishing channel, which is my main channel, that means that those days when I'm out over the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be able to vlog from like this on this channel, this Fishing Life channel for you. I've got loads of matches. I'm going to be spending quite a bit of time on the River Trent and one or two other venues. I've got all sorts going off, and I can't really go through it all now with you. So if you want to see what we're up to, just see how we're getting on in our day-to-day fishing life, then hit subscribe and to this channel, and then you'll be kept in the loop with all those twists and turns, ups and downs, and everything. Regardless of what happens, good, bad or ugly, I will be filming it for you over the next couple of weeks. So hopefully you want to enjoy sharing some of that with us, and if you do, hit subscribe, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video tomorrow.